everyone, welcome back to Vibrant Authentic Living. This is Nandi. I have here a ripe breadfruit. So I've sliced it. So here you have the half. You can look. So this is the inside of the breadfruit. You can see the little seeds on the inside. The breadfruit is a staple, one of the many staples that we have that we use here in the Caribbean. In Jamaica, the breadfruit is mainly used cooked. The green breadfruit. This is a ripe breadfruit. We don't use a lot of ripe breadfruit here in Jamaica, to be honest. On this channel, I'm sharing with you how you can use the ripe breadfruit just as with any other ripe fruit in your smoothies. I have used it, and believe me, it is very, very good. It's very tasty. I've combined ripe breadfruit with mango, banana, papaya. Those sweet fruits, I think, go well with the nature of the breadfruit. When you blend it, it has a creamy, custardy texture, and so it works well with the soft sweet fruits. You can combine it with custard apple, removing the seeds of the custard apple, of course, the nessberry, the sweet sop. You can even use the breadfruit, blend it, and combine it with your sea moss with a little honey. So there are many ways that you can use the breadfruit. I am more in favor of using the ripe fruits, allowing them to ripen, preferably on the tree. I think that's what humans were made to consume. But as I was saying, in Jamaica and most Caribbean islands, the breadfruit is a staple, but it's the green breadfruit that is used. So when it is mature, they pick it green, they can roast it. So you have certain levels of maturity that they would prefer for roasting. As when it's more mature, they would roast it almost ripe, and the greener one, they might boil it. For the roast breadfruit, after it is roasted, they might fry it, slice it up, fry with a little salt added, and that is served with ackee and saltfish or any kind of meat. Of course, we don't promote the eating of meat on this channel. Now, the breadfruit is an extremely nutritious fruit. It's one of those starchy fruits, but when it is ripened properly, much of that starch has by now been transformed to its simpler carbohydrate form, simple sugar, more readily usable by the body, very easily absorbed and utilized by the body. So you will get tons of energy from the breadfruit. It is very rich in fiber, and that fiber is what has made the breadfruit a go-to for those persons who are trying to treat diabetes, because the fiber helps to reduce the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream. The breadfruit leaf, traditionally in Jamaica, is used to control high blood pressure. I remember seeing my grandma. She had high blood pressure, and she would actually make kind of like a poultice and wrap her head. I don't know if it works topically, but that's how she wrapped her head, tied her head with the breadfruit leaf, and made a head wrap around it. Other persons don't make tea from the breadfruit leaf and use that in the treatment of high blood pressure. Breadfruit is very useful also traditionally in Jamaica for helping to prevent and to abate heart disease and conditions of the cardiovascular system. The breadfruit tree on a whole is a very useful tree. We get latex from the breadfruit, we get wood for furniture. It's an insect, the leaves are insect repellent. So it's a wide number of uses for the humble breadfruit, and it's a fruit that is not so much valued as a ripe fruit. So I'm promoting its use on this channel. I'm combining it to show you guys that the breadfruit is very tasty as a ripe fruit in combination with other fruits, and even on its own. Just blend it. Has this rich, thick, creamy texture to it. Very high in carbohydrates, so you will get tons of energy for growing children, for persons who are active, athletes, those who are up and about doing hard, heavy duty work. Breadfruit is loaded with calcium. It also has omega-3 and 6. Omega-3 and 6, breadfruit contains that. Potassium, vitamin A, vitamin C, and it is low in fat. Now, the breadfruit is also used to make a type of flour, the breadfruit flour, which is a gluten-free alternative to wheat flour or any other flour. So, and that flour from the breadfruit is very tasty, it's very sweet, and the most important thing, does not contain gluten, which, as we know, gluten wreaks havoc in the digestive system. So try the breadfruit, try it in your smoothies, and let me know how it works out for you. I certainly love it. I love how it combines. At first I was kind of skeptical myself because I'm just not familiar with it. So first of all, I could not obtain a ripe breadfruit from any vendor because it's just not bought, so it's not there's no demand for it. So the market people coming in from the country, they just will not bring it because nobody's asking for it. So my vendor, when I went to him and I said I want a ripe breadfruit, he said, well, first of all, he said breadfruit doesn't ripen on the tree, which I find hard to believe, but he says yes, that's the case. For those of you who grew up in the country or living in the country, is that true? Is it true that the breadfruit will not ripen on the tree? You have to pick it. If you want it ripe, you have to pick it and put it up. That's what the vendor told me. I don't know if it's true, but I find that hard to believe. So I had to get what they call a tern breadfruit. In Jamaica, we said a tern breadfruit. That's a breadfruit that's mature but not yet fully ripe, and that's the one they would normally use for roasting. So I had to buy one like that and put it up for a couple of days for it to ripen the way I want it, right? But I would love to get a naturally ripened breadfruit if that is possible, right? So yes, I was a little skeptical, and what I found was when I sliced it, I was able to just scoop it out with a spoon. And it was very creamy and custardy, and then I put it in the blender and blended it, and it looked like ice cream. It actually tastes like ice cream. Because I made some juice. I think the first combination I made was breadfruit with banana and papaya, and I gave it to someone, and the person was saying this tastes like ice cream, and it does taste like ice cream. So for those who like that kind of creamy custardy taste, this is the fruit for you. Just throw it in your blender, in your whichever juicer you have. Toss in some papaya or some mango, try and see how, you know what, I'm gonna try pineapple. I'm gonna see how those two flavors come together. Of course, you would have to strain the pineapple, but when I'm doing the breadfruit, I don't strain it. When I'm doing all those fruits I've been mentioning that you can combine, like the mango, papaya, banana, raspberry, I don't strain those. That it makes no sense. Just blend them and they'll just be creamy and delicious. But if you're going to try the pineapple, I personally strain my pineapple. Some people don't, but I prefer to strain the pineapples, extract the juice, and put the trash in my compost. Nothing is wasted. I have a huge compost heap, and all my trash is directed there. Alright, so that's it for the breadfruit. If you would like to be a supporter of the channel, just follow the link below in the description. Go on over to Patreon and become a supporter of Vibrant Authentic Living. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so now and share these videos so more and more persons can make healthy choices and come on board and live vibrant, authentic life. Until next time, this is Nandi and her breadfruit, and I'll see you in the next video.